Again, good morning to everybody, or good evening, whichever time zone you are at in the world right now. This is a webinar from the International Students and Programs Office in partnership with the Graduate Division for newly admitted graduate students. And today we are going to be focusing on graduate student housing. So again, a warm welcome from both the International Students and Programs Office and the Graduate Division. We are also joined by colleagues from Housing, which I'll introduce in a moment. This is the second in a series of webinars that we run for our graduate students coming into the university to help prepare them for all of the different things that they have to navigate at the university before they arrive. So the presentation itself will be about 20 minutes to a half an hour long, and then we'll leave questions at the end for students to use the chat function, the Q&A function to ask questions. So I'll go over that in just a moment. My name is Gabriela Hoffman. I'm from the International Students and Programs Office. This is the office that issues all of your visa paperwork and provides various different services throughout the year. And I'll go over more of that in a moment. I'm joined by my colleagues, Michael Salas, we have Myra Cruz-Lugardo, Evelyn Lanahan, all from Housing, Dining, Hospitality. We also have Hannah Haddad and Shana Slabiota from the Graduate Division here to help answer questions. So our agenda today is we are going to be discussing very briefly the International Students and Programs Office, or ISPO as we call ourselves. We're going to be going over some basic graduate admissions reminders to keep all of you on track. And then we'll be going over on-campus housing from Housing, Dining, and Hospitality. There will be some resources where we will go over off-campus housing as well. And then we're going to go over approaching deadlines and reminders and question and answer at the end of this session. So as I mentioned, we are going to be leaving time at the end of this presentation for students to ask questions. We ask that you use the Q&A function. You should see that at the toolbar at the bottom of your screen. We won't really be using the chat function, so make sure that you're using Q&A. We will ask questions out loud. We do this so that everybody can benefit from the answers. Don't worry, we will not be using any personal identifiers or names or anything like that, but do know that we will ask those questions out loud, and we ask you to save those questions to the end since we'll be covering a lot of information today. Okay, so first a little bit of information about the International Students and Programs Office. So our office on campus, we like to think of it as the one-stop shop for our international students throughout the year. We're a staff of actually 21 professional staff, 10 student staff here to serve you all the way through before you arrive to the university, through the end of your university career and beyond. And a little bit more about what we do. So our team of staff supports and guides our students with academic and personal goals, successful transition to campus and student life, and meaningful engagement with the university and local community. So not only do we help with visa issues and are here to support you in those areas, but we offer a number of cross-cultural programs throughout the year to help you adjust to campus life. So a little bit of information about who our students are. This is a snapshot information taken from just this past fall, 2019. You can see our graduate population is largely an international student population. So you're joining a really diverse group of students at the university this coming fall. More than half of our graduate students are international students. And you can see the vast array of different areas, different subjects our students are studying here. But again, you can see the diversity in our community here. And we're very, very excited to welcome a new population of international students to add to the richness of the campus, the diversity that we have here. Okay, so now I'm going to pass it along to my colleague, Shana, who's going to go over some reminders from graduate admissions.
Thank you, Gabi. I just wanted to put a reminder in here that for most students that you were provisionally admitted to UC San Diego and that you need to submit whatever pending documentation is still needed for your application to make it final. So please log in to your application portal at gradapply.ucsd.edu. Check to see what pending admissions documents are listed there and submit those. It's best to submit them, if possible, before you arrive on campus to avoid an administrative hold being placed on your account, which would prevent you from signing up for classes for the following quarter. So it's best to get this taken care of as soon as you can. And if you have any questions, our graduate admissions staff is available to help you out at gradadmissions@ucsd.edu.
Okay, so now I'm just going to go over a few checklist items from our ISPO website, just to familiarize some of you with our site, because it is going to be really important as you navigate these first few steps. So I wanted to introduce you to ISPO's inewstudent.ucsd.edu site. This has information specifically for international graduate students. And a lot of this information has to do with where you request your immigration documents, how you prepare for arrival, how you prepare for your visa interview, what things to do, when you get to the United States. So I highly recommend that you bookmark this page, inewstudent.ucsd.edu. It also includes links back to the graduate division site, which has really important information that related to what Shauna was just talking about with ensuring, you meet all of your requirements for provisional admission. So be sure to check this out, navigate through it. And if you have any questions, our contact information is listed within these sites as well. Okay, so now I'm going to hand it over to my colleagues who will be talking about graduate and family housing today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alfonso. I'm here with my team, Evelyn and Myra, and the three of us, we are from the Department of the Centralized Leasing Office for UCSD. When it comes to housing, we are the team that handles housing. So we're going to go ahead and start. So now we're going to look at some common questions. These are questions that students have whenever they come in. We'll make sure to go over that. So who's eligible? What is the wait time? Why the 2-year term? And here's some contact information. Again, we're from the Centralized Leasing Office. If you have any questions, you can reach us at gradfamilyhousing@ucsd.edu. Our number is 858-534-4724. And we're currently located in the 2nd floor of the Mesa 1 Miramar office. That's going to change in a few months. But this is our current location. So for grad family housing, we have different communities. You see that you can choose from once you come. We have Coast, 1 Miramar, Mesa, Mesa Nueva, Nuevo West, La Jolla del Sol. And you see that I didn't mention the Rita. The Rita was part of the grad family housing complexes. That's going to go into undergraduate, so we're going to go ahead and skip over that one. And you see it goes away, and we're adding Nuevo East. Nuevo East is a brand new community. It's being built, and the students coming in the fall will be the first ones living in there. You can find more information. You can see on the link in the bottom. If you go to hch.ucsd.edu/park/pages/, you'll be able to find more information on each of the communities, the rates, layout types, and pictures of the communities. Now we're going to go over some pictures of what the communities look like. In the screen, you can see this is Nuevo West. Nuevo West is part of the new Mesa complex. Nuevo West features different layout types. They have 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and 6-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It's gonna depend on what you feel comfortable with. We offer different layout types, different rates, and they opened this year as well. We had our first move-ins in March 1st. They're brand new complexes. They're very beautiful, and they're connected to campus. They're pretty close to campus. Here we have more images of Nuevo West. That's all of our Nuevo West and also Nuevo East. They're going to feature different amenities. For example, study lounges. There's going to be a market nearby. Here we can see a kitchen of Nuevo West. All the apartments come with the kitchen. Here is the bedroom, the bathroom, more images. Here are some building facts of Nuevo West. Again, they are 2 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms. We have Viento and Brisa that make up Nuevo West. The 2019-2020 effective rates are $964.50 for a room in a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, $939 for a room in a 4-bedroom, and $915 for a room in a 6-bedroom. And the rates include electricity, water, trash, gas, high-speed internet, and a premium cable package, as well as parking. Here we have more images of this here is Nuevo East. It's going to be the new community opening up. And this, for Nuevo East, it's set to open in July of 2020. And we're very excited about this community. It's very beautiful. Here are some more building facts. Nuevo East is going to feature 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and 4 bedrooms. Why we're so excited about Nuevo East and Nuevo West is because we can house more grad students. Before, we could the grad family housing community housed about 40% of the incoming grad students. That was due to the limitations of how much units we had. Nuevo East and Nuevo West are going to offer more housing opportunities. So we're excited to be able to house more grad students. Here is a map of the Mesa residential communities. You can see to the left is the 1 Miramar Street apartments. Next to it is the Nuevo West. On the orange, you can see the Mesa Nueva. And to the right of Mesa Nueva is Nuevo East. On the bottom, you're going to see the Mesa residential apartments. So all of our most of our communities are close to each other. There's a pedestrian bridge. If we go over to the next image, we're going to see a pedestrian bridge that connects the Nuevo West, Nuevo East, and Mesa Nueva communities to campus. So currently, there's a canyon. In that image, there's a canyon, and you can see how the bridge is being built. That image must have been from a few months ago because the bridge is now finished, and it's students can use it. So we're going to go over and talk about the offer process. So to initiate the offer process, all students must submit an application. In the application, we're going to ask for general information. For example, marital status. Are you coming in as a single? Are you coming in with a couple or a family? As well as housing preference and your housing need date. For students coming in the fall of 2020, the earliest you can move in is June 1st of 2020. You don't have to move in June 1st. You can move in whenever your desired move-in date is, but the earliest you can move in is June 1st. So the offer process. Everyone is going to get 2 offers. In your first offer, you're going to have 2 options. You can either accept what has been offered, or you can decline it. If you refuse, your application is going to be returned to the wait list, and you're going to have to wait until something else comes up. Our offers are based on your preferences. So when you fill out the application is going to ask you to fill in 3 different communities or 3 different room types that you would like to be placed in. And that's what we're going to base our offers on. So if, for example, if you select you want to live in 1 Miramar and only 1 Miramar, we're only going to make you offers for 1 Miramar. So after your first offer, if you refuse it, you're going to go back on the wait list and wait until another unit is available. In your second offer, you're going to have, again, 2 options. You can either accept move into the unit, or refuse. If you refuse, your application is going to get archived and you're going to be removed from the waitlist. If you are still interested in graduate family housing, you can still apply. You would have to apply again, but your application would go back to the bottom of the waitlist. What does the rental agreement look like? The rental agreement is a 2-year term. That means you can live in grad family housing for up to 2 years. It doesn't mean you have to live here 2 years. If you only want to live here, let's say 6 months, there is no penalty. If you only want to be here 3 months, there's no penalty. The maximum you can live in grad family housing is 2 years. So once you accepted an offer, you're gonna get a rental agreement from our office. You're gonna review it, sign it, and you're gonna have 24 hours to do so. In the rental agreement, you're gonna see the unit information, the rental rate, the 2-year term information. There's gonna be roommate information if applicable. Once that is signed, you're gonna be assigned the online orientation. So that's it for us. Do you have any questions? We're going to go ahead and open this section to questions in the Q&A section, and we'll try to do our best to answer them.
Thank you so much, Alfonso. We definitely have a few questions that are coming through right now. I'm just going to briefly go over some off-campus housing resources, and then we'll open it up at the very end for questions. So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the main purpose of the presentation really was to focus on-campus housing today, but we do know graduate students, of course, are interested in off-campus housing options as well. And I wanted to give you at least a head start in searching for those off-campus housing options if that's the route that you would like to take. So the first link I would encourage all of you to take a look at is the offcampushousing.ucsd.edu site. This lists various different housing units around the campus, around the local area that are posted. You can search here for, if you have a certain budget you're looking for, certain number of bedrooms, area. You can look all of that up through the UC San Diego off-campus housing site. We don't have an office per se that focuses on helping students find off-campus housing. So we do have a coordinator who works in that office to assist students with housing needs. But really your main resources is this site to be able to take a look and see what's on offer, what's available. The other site that I would encourage you to look at is the istudents.ucsd.edu website. And if you just click on the advising tab at the top left there, and you'll see there's a drop down that you can click on that says housing. This goes through various different links and options that go over on-campus housing options in addition to off-campus housing, as well as short-term housing options. We know some students when they come to the US, of course, the biggest struggle is looking for apartments or looking for things when you don't even know what it looks like. You're trying to find these things remotely from thousands of miles away. So some students will come here, want to stay maybe with a homestay, or they'll want to stay, at a hotel or a hostel or something just for a couple of days or a week or so, just to start that housing search in person. And so those options are listed there as well. In addition, we do talk about housing scams, and I want to make everybody really aware of this. If a listing seems too good to be true, if there is a listing where someone is asking you for money up front without having seen a property or without having gotten any details about the property, really don't trust it. Trust your instincts. If you think that something doesn't look right, we have resources on campus to help with that. We have our student legal services on campus. You can contact their office if you're not sure about a contract, or if you're being asked for information that doesn't seem quite right. And all of this information is, again, gone over on our iStudent site here. It talks about legal advice and what to do if you don't feel quite right about a contract. So we know it's very difficult to look remotely for housing. And so be discerning, question things a little bit. And if something doesn't feel right, definitely ask questions. This is unfortunately a time of year when we do have people scamming our students, especially new students coming into the university. They know they're vulnerable because they're not used to the different processes here. So just be aware of that. But these are the main sites that I would take a look at right now. I cannot stress enough how early you should be applying for housing. So whether it's on-campus housing or off-campus, start looking now, start making arrangements as soon as possible. Put yourself on that wait list if there's nothing available right now for on-campus housing and you're interested, because housing does fill up very quickly, and housing in the local area is expensive and it goes quickly. So just make sure that you're on top of it as soon as possible. Another thing that I just want to quickly mention as well that we do go over on our website is our international students, especially when looking for off-campus housing, you will usually be asked for credit history or for a social security number, which we understand our students don't have. So this is sometimes a hurdle for our international students. If you don't have a credit history in the United States, sometimes tenants will not be willing to offer a contract to you. There are workarounds to this. You would just need to work with the landlord. You need to explain to them your situation. They might have a different way for you to work around this. But if they are insisting on a social security number, if they're insisting on credit history, it might not be something that you can pursue at that point. We do know this is a struggle, but again, there are resources listed on our website to help kind of navigate through what that process looks like for an international student. Okay, so before we head into questions, I just want to quickly point out, again, some important reminders. So like I said, now is the time to be applying for housing, especially on-campus housing or off-campus, if that's what you're interested in. Also, for those of you who haven't already or haven't joined our first couple of webinars, our iPortal, the system that takes requests for your visa documents, that opened on March 2nd. So please go ahead and request your visa documents as soon as possible. We are currently open. We are processing those documents. So be sure that you are submitting those as soon as possible. I do want to mention our next webinar that is coming up on that's actually April 7th, applying for your US visa. So we'll be sending out an email with the registration information. So be on the lookout for that. Mid-July is typically when student health forms are due that, excuse me, relate to tuberculosis and vaccination information. All students do need to submit this information to student health. So I recommend visiting the wellness.ucsd.edu site for information on how to complete this, and just be on the lookout. Be aware that mid-July is typically the time when you need to submit these. And then September, the 21st or the 25th is when the new international student orientation is going to be taking place. I do want to stress that there are many orientations that happen on campus. It's our international student orientation, but we also, of course, have the graduate division's orientation, and you'll have your department orientation as well. So be aware that there are various different programs going on. You'll be receiving communication from different departments on how to sign up for those orientations. But I just wanted to put in a plug now for ISPO's orientation, so you can put that on your calendars. Again, these are upcoming pre-arrival webinars. Like I mentioned, April 7th, applying for your US visa. On April 28th, we'll be joining again with the graduate division to go over graduate student funding. On May 7th, we will be going over the topic of TA-ships and TOEFL requirements. On May 12th, we will have a presentation about campus safety. Usually the UC Police Department joins us for this one. So it's a really good presentation just to give you an idea of campus safety and community safety. And then on May 14th, we are going to be having a student life and getting involved on campus webinar. All of these webinars are recorded. They are posted at iwebinars.ucsd.edu. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and open up for questions. I'm going to go and take a look and see what we have here so far. The first question that's come through, I see here asking when are students able to get their housing offer? I don't know if
Hello, everybody. My name is Evelyn Lanihan. So students get housing offers most of the time is 30 days prior to your need housing date. So for example, if you want September, you'll hear from us. It could be before that. It could be before August, but most of the time it's 30 days prior to. So if you want September, you'll hear from us in August. It is August. Sometimes we give 2 weeks advance notice if we have a cancellation. Those are called short offers. If you get 2 weeks advance notice and you don't want to take it, no problem, it doesn't count against you. But most of the time it's 30 days advance notice.
Okay, great.
And the other question is, does Costa Verde belongs to UCSD? No, it does not. Is UCSD a safe place for students to live? Yes, we do have university police and we have university security. The police department and the security, they patrol the neighborhood frequently, and they are very quick to respond if you call them. And the other question, does Nuevo West waitlist depends on the application sequence?
Hi, my name is Myra. Yes, we have a waitlist process and it's depending on your application date. But we have availability. We are very positive that this year is a good year. We're going to house a lot of students, new incoming students into Nuevo West or Nuevo East. And I know there's going to be a lot of openings in other communities.
And the other question is, what if all the applications department did not offer me a place according to my preference? Well, if we do not offer you housing according to your preference, feel free to contact us. When you see that the time is coming close and you're starting to get nervous that you haven't gotten housing yet, please feel free to contact us and we will tell you which apartments we have available. You're always welcome to take something that you do not prefer and reapply on the wait list to relocate later on when everything is settled down, when the wait lists are getting slower. Most of the time, a lot of students will relocate in spring quarter. So you could take housing that is not your preference just so you could have a place to stay. Instead of staying off campus, you could stay on campus and then reapply on the wait list.
The other question is, what are the rates for Nuevo East? We don't have those rates yet. They're coming up soon. And once we have it, they're going to be posted on our website. I highly recommend that you visit our website for the latest update, which is hdh.ucsd.edu.
Okay, so the other question is, hi, I want to ask, is it very hard for a graduate student to apply on campus housing? So we mainly need to apply for off-campus, right? No, it's not hard to apply for on-campus housing. All you need is your student credentials, which is your single sign-on credential, your PID, and your password that you're going to get from the university to log into our application site. You could apply if you're flexible. Keep in mind, to get housing is flexibility. If you're flexible, there should not be any problem, especially this year with the new communities that we have. Like my coworker said, we are positive that a lot of students are going to get housing. And is there AC in Nuevo West and Mesa Nueva?
We don't have AC in our communities. You don't really need to because we're close to the beach and you get a lot of ocean breeze. But we have, in some communities, we do have ceiling fans.
Okay, the question here is, if we received a financial offer from our division, when is the approximate date that grad students have the money available? So to get an idea on what moving date to put on our waitlist application, or should we just put the start date of all fall courses, for example?
So this is Shauna in Graduate Division, and I can chime in on this question. So if you've received a financial offer from your program, you should have a letter that outlines the amount that you'll be getting, and it should also include the first day that, or it should include the when the financial support will begin. So if it starts on, for example, September 1st, that should be included. If the support doesn't start until October 1st, that should be in the letter. However, if you have questions, I encourage you to contact the staff in your program or your department to clarify what that date would be. And if my colleagues in housing have anything they'd like to add, then please feel free.
Well, when it comes to the financial aid for housing, since we don't handle that department, it's gonna be up to the student to contact financial aid and see when they're gonna start getting their financial aid. If you want to move in before you start getting the funds, like at least a month prior to, you're gonna have to pay off from your pocket. But if you, let's say if you want to come in September, if you want to come in August and you're going to get the financial aid in September, starting September, you are always welcome to complete a rent deferment when you're moving in. You could complete a rent deferment to pay August rent in September when you get your financial aid. But keep in mind, when September comes, you'll have to pay both rents for August and September. But you can always do rent deferment to hold off from paying that money off pocket. Okay, so the next question is, does the housing department charge more for moving in a little earlier?
When we make you an offer and we assign you space and we give you a move-in date, and also by you signing the rental agreement, you are rent responsible as of move-in date. We don't charge any deposit or any cancellation fee. But if your move-in date is August 15, then you're going to be rent responsible as of August 15. Another thing that I do want to mention is about right now, you probably don't have a BAE. You can still open your housing application on our website. What you will have to do, you will have to request a password and a username. Later on down the road, when you get your PID, then you need to contact us so we can update your application.
Okay, the other question is, usually new buildings have from the lean problem. Does the new dormitory building safe for students to move in? Yes, all new dormitories, every one of them are safe because we have inspectors that come to inspect the building, and we have to pass every check mark. We have to pass every inspection in order for a building to be open. So yes, all new buildings are safe, and old buildings as well.
Hello, that seems to be the end of the. Is there any other questions for Q&A for housing? I'll give you a few more seconds to type in if you have any more questions. Oh, there's one more. We'll go ahead and answer it.
Okay. Hi, I have already submitted my choice. I want to know when will I get my housing waitlist outcome. Thanks. All right. So at this point, because it's a webinar, I cannot really look into your application to know what you apply for and what dates you need housing and your preferences. So please feel free to send us an email, and we can look into that when we leave the webinar. We can look into your application and respond to you accordingly.
Can I choose my roommate? There's a questions. We have a section that it's called prefer roommate. Yes, you can you can select a friend to be your roommate. While you complete the housing application, you will have to enter your preferred roommate information in order for us to accommodate you. And the same for your preferred roommate. When your preferred roommate completes the application, he or she will have to add you on that application.
I see a question here. I think it's in reference to the coronavirus, if it's leading to students having to leave campus or they're still able to live on campus right now, and I guess for the fall as well.
Oh yes, we still have students living on campus, and in the fall, we don't know what. Hopefully, this will be done, taken care of. Hopefully, by the fall, but we still have students living on campus. It's like living anywhere else. The university have precautions. They're doing everything to make the campus safe to live on. And the next question is the university deciding our roommates randomly? Both. Yeah, we select random roommates for you, because if we have a 2-bedroom, we have to put another roommate in there. We have a 4-bedroom, we have to put, so yes, that's a yes to that answer, random roommates. And also, you could choose your preferred roommate. And most of the time, when you decide to live with a random roommate, you get housing faster than deciding to live with a preferred roommate. Because with preferred roommate, you wanna, especially for 2 bedrooms, for preferred roommate 2 bedrooms, you're trying to occupy the whole apartment, you and your roommate. Well, we have families with children also that need whole apartments, and we have couples that also need the whole apartment. So if you select your preferred roommate for a 2-bedroom, it's sometimes more difficult to get than selecting for a 4-bedroom. You could get a preferred roommate for a 4-bedroom, and a 6-bedroom is easier to get than a 2-bedroom. And the other question is, can students get refund if virus makes students cannot leave their home countries? Well, for this question, we are not certain yet about, this is not our how do I say it? Nothing like this has happened yet, and this is not our jurisdiction. If you have questions about the coronavirus, please contact the Emergency Operations Center for UCSD.
The International Students and Programs Office will be providing as much information as possible. We all work closely together, all of our different departments on campus, to provide information to our students. So if there are any updates, there are any changes, the campus itself is doing a really good job of communicating out to students via mass emails, messages. So be sure to check your messaging, your email, and then we'll provide updated information as soon as that comes through as well.
Another question is, I hope to move in with my wife and 6-year-old son. Is there a higher priority for family residents?
Yes, families, they have priority on the wait list. We do have just a wait list for families, because we have, for the fall especially, we have a lot of families that apply, and we make offers based on the application date. But yes, families get priority.
Where can I find the next question is, where can I find the move-in date available for the graduate housing? Well, the move-in date is depending on you, your application. So you choose the date that you want to move in, and then this is grad housing. It's not undergrad where everybody moving together. So with grad housing, you choose your move-in date, and we'll give you a housing offer according to your move-in date.
Okay. Any other questions? We'll give it probably another minute or so just to gather any last minute questions. Okay. Looks like we have reached the end of our questions here. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for joining us today. As I mentioned, this webinar has been recorded. It will be posted on our website at iwebinars.ucsd.edu. So you can always refer back to it if you need to. Our contact information is listed here on the screen, so you're welcome to contact us. And if we don't know the answer, we can contact our colleagues on campus to help provide you an answer. So best of health to everyone in these uncertain times. I know it's a very tricky time right now. As I mentioned, we'll be providing as much information as possible over the coming weeks and months through webinars, through email. So please pay attention to those messages that come through, as they will, potentially impact things down the line. So we wish everyone a good rest of your day or evening wherever you are. And thank you again for joining us today. Take care. Bye-bye.